I was very blessed by being approached by 20th Century Studios after they screened my first movie here in the Disney lot, Huesera. And they approached me saying that they've been looking for a pitch, an idea to remake The Hand That Rose a Cradle. And I was very excited about it because I love domestic thrillers, and I understood that they had really and they were really open for us to recreate and build a whole story that could be completely different, but also honor the original film with like its main core plot points, you know. And since then, we started writing and working with Micah Bloomberg, and it was just such an organic process. And I really felt like home, both in the genre, but also with the whole team. I wouldn't say that I was a big fan. I really liked it, and I felt like it was. I think it's such an iconic and legendary film that created a moment in time, you know. And so I was very impressed when I was kind of intimidated when I first knew I had to remake it. But then that movie had its own processes of building a whole story and its particular characters, and I feel like the best way to honor it was by having that process myself too with my team and my cast. You know, I feel like we hold the heart of it, like the main concept of someone that is taking over your house and want to take over your place in your own family. But then I had my own particular themes that I wanted to explore as a filmmaker, themes that have to do with perpetuation of trauma, cycles of violence. And since then, I was surrounded by a brilliant team, and I was very supported by the studio. So we built every layer, every character, our themes, our universe, our symbols, aesthetics, everything coming up from our particular story, you know. We had a very clear sandbox, but then we had to build our own identity. It's definitely a psychological thriller with a constant sense of dread that keeps growing and growing to the point of an explosive climax. I would say that. Of course, working both with Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Micah Monroe was so amazing. They're so focused and detailed. With both of them, I had very long processes of understanding and analyzing the script and their backstories of each of their characters, and also the story that connect both characters. Then we also had like chemistry sessions to talk with the both of them. So then the moment we reached set, you know, they were already there. They already had full understanding of their characters, so we were able to play. And they're just like incredible actresses that they can go through every emotion, but they both hold this like contained elegance that I really love. They're both scream queens, but they manage to say and to express so much by sometimes very contained eye movements or face or like, you know, expressions, you know. So it was just very impressive to see. And then when the violence arrives, they always like maintain like the best way of explosion, you know. It was very incredible. They're both mesmerizing, and the whole crew, we were so in awe and with goosebumps by seeing them work on set. Working with female collaborators, it comes very natural to me. I'm always surrounded with like so many of my best friends and people I trust the most. Like, you know, we're women because we share a sense of sensibility, and we sometimes worldview as well. And I think with horror movies and thriller, I think it's really important to embrace like the female perspective or the female gaze, you know, because we embrace or sorry, we live fear in a very particular way that sometimes is very silenced, you know, and many times it's like it's not talked about, you know. And I feel like horror really allows us to express those big feelings that many times are, you know, like walking in a dark alley. Like sometimes there's so many emotions inside that we don't even talk about. And so to me, it was just like it kind of comes natural, you know, especially with like a movie like this.